Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. Something big is brewing behind those softly lit doors at Hollis Hall, something that could redraw Chicago's depth chart before the first preseason whistle. Rumor has it an invisible bill is coming due for the Bears' headline-grabbing draft class, and the payment may be exacted in veteran roster spots. We're talking about 3 players, 1 receiver, 1 edge rusher, and 1 running back, whose navy and orange futures might already be sealed. Insiders say the paperwork is written, the ink cap is off, and it's only a matter of sunrise before it all becomes official. But who are they? And why now? Close your eyes and picture a late-night hallway at Hollis Hall. Lights dialed to a soft amber glow, office doors cracked just wide enough for hushed voices to seep out, the dry scrape of depth charts sliding across conference room tables while scouts whisper and coordinators pace like insomniac chess masters. Word is spreading, quietly but with the gravity of a sealed envelope, that Chicago's dazzling draft haul came with an invisible price tag, a debt about to be collected in flesh and locker space. 3 names, 3 jerseys, 3 careers, dangling from a thread so thin you can almost hear it fray in the silence. No press release, no blunt announcement, yet league sources insist the decision is etched in stone, simply waiting for daylight. Whispers bounce off cinder-block walls, 1 casualty in the receiver room, 1 on the defensive front, 1 in the backfield. Rumor says each man has already felt the chill, playbook access quietly downgraded, reps trimmed at the margins, a dreaded closed-door chat with a position coach who won't look them in the eye. Somebody even swears they saw a pair of equipment. Interns peeling custom nameplates off helmet shells and sliding them into cardboard envelopes marked pending transactions. Could this mean we're hours away from a mini bloodbath that clears cap space and hands opportunities to a flood of rookies? Or is it possible the Bears brass is simply posturing to light a competitive fire under underperforming vets? Some insiders believe the first domino stands in the receiver room. Remember that blazing fast wideout who wowed last summer's camp crowds? By week 17, he had just 1 catch for 5 yards, and then the front office brought in vertical threats, Olamide Zakos and Devin Duvernay, plus second-round flamethrower Luther Burden III. Add first-round tight end Colston Loveland siphoning seam targets like a vacuum, and the target pie has more slice marks than a deep-dish pizza at a family reunion. Fans are wondering if that receiver's snaps have already evaporated like lake-effect snow under an April sun. Slide down the hallway to the D-line room. Could the odd man out be a lanky, traits-rich edge rusher from 2 drafts ago? Chicago raided. Free agency for Grady Jarrett and Dayo Odeyingbo, then double-dipped in April with Shamar Turner, a 300-pound behemoth who can live at 3 tech or stand on the edge. Some beat writers note that this veteran project logged just 7 tackles last season. Is it possible his motor concerns have finally caught up to him? Coaches reportedly cooled on his effort level, and sources claim a release memo is already templated, waiting only for the ink to dry after OTAs. And what about the backfield? Could the most painful cut be a one-time RB1 whose highlight jukes once sparked hashtags? Head coach Ben Johnson imported his beloved 2-back system, and 7th-round bulldozer Kyle Monangai fits the Jahmyr Gibbs light archetype to perfection. Never fumbled in college, posted back-to-back 1-250-yard seasons, and stonewalls blitzers in pass pro. League insiders insist the incumbent's 2024 tape didn't match contract year expectations. Some even claim an equipment manager has pre-boxed his nameplate in anticipation of an early camp trade or outright release. Fans are wondering if this could be the beginning of a total backfield makeover. The tension is thick enough to skate on. Scouts linger outside meeting rooms pretending to check phones while eavesdropping for any hint of a goodbye handshake. A veteran corner jokes that the ghost light in the hallway should be changed to red. Easier to see the blood. Every OTA rep feels like sudden death overtime. One muffed punt, one missed assignment, one stiff hamstring, and the final decision. Could hit the transaction wire before the ice in your coffee melts. Could this mean the Bears intend to send a message to the entire roster, produce or pack? Historical context suggests Chicago isn't afraid of ruthless summer turnover. Back. In 2018, the Bears dumped veteran pass rusher Lamar Houston days before camp to make room for Khalil Mack's arrival. In 2022, they cut former second-rounder Adam Shaheen despite 2 years left on his deal. Is it possible the front office sees similar addition by subtraction upside now? The analytics department reportedly flagged 3 positions, WR4, Edge 3, RB1, as redundant cost centers after the draft. Add the fact that Chicago currently ranks 28th in available cap space, and the math becomes brutal. Some insiders believe that a post-June 1st release of these 3 players could save nearly $7 million, enough to extend emerging safety Jaquan Brisker and stash emergency funds for a trade deadline splash. Could clearing that money be the hidden motive, masked as performance accountability? Fans speculate that Poles might chase a veteran kicker or perhaps a disgruntled star corner if one becomes available. Is it possible Chicago's front office is playing 4D chess while everyone else is stuck checking row counts on the depth chart? But what if the gamble backfires? What happens if the rookie replacements falter under the bright lights of a Week 2 primetime game at Lambeau Field? Could an early misstep reignite questions about Poles' value over veteran comfort philosophy? Remember, last year the Bears slashed special teams stalwart DeAndre Houston Carson and paid with field position woes. Could history repeat if Tyler Scott's speed gets replaced by an untested rookie returner? The clock keeps ticking. We've connected dots, but the fog hasn't cleared, and you still don't have the official names. Do you think you know? Because we're seconds away from revealing what insiders say is inevitable. Ready? Brace yourself. The wideout skating on black ice is Tyler Scott. The edge rusher clinging by his fingernails is Dominique Robinson. And the back whose ticking clock booms loudest is DeAndre Swift. Insiders call their fate a scheduling formality. Exits already templated. When the first preseason whistle slices the July humidity, don't be shocked if their nameplates are sealed in cardboard for good. But what do you think about all of this? Is Chicago making a savvy, future-forward play that frees cap and snaps for higher-ceiling talent? Or are they risking valuable veterans in a dangerous quest for roster perfection? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to read your takes. Personally, I hate to see home run potential walk out the door, but the NFL is a cold business, and sometimes trimming yesterday's promise is the only way to fund tomorrow's breakthrough. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Bears News Fan Report, and stay tuned for more updates, because this story is far from over. Close your eyes and picture a late-night hallway at Halas Hall. Lights dialed to a soft amber glow, office doors cracked open just wide enough for hushed voices to seep out, the dry scrape of depth charts sliding across conference room tables, while scouts whisper and coordinators pace like insomniac chess masters. Word is spreading, quietly but with the gravity of a sealed envelope, that Chicago's headline-grabbing draft haul came with an invisible price tag, a debt that's about to be collected in flesh and locker space. 3 names, 3 jerseys, 3 careers in navy and orange dangling from a thread so thin you can almost hear it fray in the silence. No press release, no blunt announcement. Yet, insiders insist the decision is etched in stone, just waiting for daylight. Whispers bounce off cinder-block walls, 1 casualty in the receiver room, 1 on the defensive front, 1 in the backfield. Rumor says each man has already felt the chill, playbook access quietly downgraded, reps trimmed at the margins, a dreaded closed-door chat with a position coach who won't look them in the eye. Somebody even swears they saw a pair of equipment. Interns peeling custom nameplates off helmet shells and sliding them into cardboard envelopes marked pending transactions. Before we go any further, pause, take a breath, because you'll want to catch the moment the curtain finally drops. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell right now so the instant we reveal the 3 names at the end of this breakdown, you can say you were here, live before the flood of told you so tweets washes over Bears Twitter. Go on, lock it in, we'll wait, all set. Good, because the clues are stacking taller than the Willis Tower, and the shadows they cast stretch from the lakefront to the farthest suburbs. Picture the receiver meeting room. Projector light stuttering, coaches grinding film backwards frame by frame. And there, leaning forward, elbows on knees, is the burner who once turned every training camp rep into a social media gif. You remember the oohs and ahs, the sideline chatter comparing his stride to a turbo button glitch in Madden. That was last July. Fast forward to now, and he's wedged behind a logjam of newcomers, free agent dash merchants, a top 50 flamethrower pick, and a seam-gobbling tight end prodigy whose radius steals targets from orbit. At each pause in the tapey, you can almost see resignation settle on his face, like a dimmer switch nudged lower. Coaches still nod politely, but the voice that once called his name in red zone installs now hovers on newcomers instead, and every rep he logs feels like an audition for 31 other franchises. Slip 2 doors down, past an emergency exit that smells faintly of fresh paint, and find a lanky edge rusher tracing pass rush footwork on the polished floor. 6 months ago, his wingspan and first step generated whispers of the next Danielle Hunter among starved beat writers. But those whispers curdled when Chicago opened the wallet for Grady Jarrett and Dayo Odeyingbo, then spent draft capital on a 300-pound behemoth who can two-gap, crossface, and still have juice to chase down bubble screens. Inside linebackers rave that the rookie already commands double teams in rookie walkthroughs. For the lanky holdover, that means he's fallen from developmental darling to fourth-string contingency. During positional drills, he scans the rotation list taped to the wall. In red Sharpie, someone has scribbled "emergency snaps only" next to his number. One intern swears they saw a defensive assistant quietly highlighting other names while muttering that the motor never hits third gear. Keep moving, and the corridor tightens into the running back alcove, where fluorescent lights buzz and the air smells of menthol liniment. There, a once electrifying RB1 laces up quietly, earphones in, volume cranked to drown out the chatter. Remember the day beat writers dubbed him lightning in a bottle? That bottle now feels cracked. Ben Johnson's 2-back playbook circulates on iPads, and rookie Kyle Monangai is already the cautionary tale's villain. 0 fumbles in college, won 250 yards twice behind a line made of freshmen, plus pass pro chops that have blitzing linebackers bouncing off like pinballs. Coaches gush that his vision arrives half a beat early, while Swift watches from the sideline, stretching a hamstring that social media has labeled his Achilles heel. Each rep Monangai plows through is a silent referendum on cap math. 5 million versus 500,000. Fresh tread versus history book. 1 equipment staffer jokes, softly so it won't travel, that they've pre-labeled a cardboard box with Swift's locker number just to save time in August. The tension in these hallways is thick enough to skate. You could drop a puck and watch it slide to the cafeteria. Scouts hover near door frames pretending to check depth chart apps while their ears angle for any whispered farewell. A veteran. Corner cracks that the ghost light in the hallway should swap to crimson. Easier to see the blood on cut day. Every OTA snap now plays like sudden death overtime. A muffed punt, a false step on a backside zone, one tight hammy in the July, humidity, and the next push alert erupts onto the league wire before your iced latte can sweat a ring on the desk. You think you've cracked the code? Or is the fog of speculation still warping the edges? Stay locked in, because the reveal is racing toward you faster than a 4.340, and the pivot from promise to pink slip might leave you dizzy. Ready? Here goes. The wideout skating on black ice is Tyler Scott, last summer's speed savior, now reduced to a footnote behind Luther Burden III's highlight reel. The edge rusher clinging by fingernails is Dominique Robinson, the long lever, project whose motor never matched the prototype. And the back, whose ticking clock booms loudest, is DeAndre Swift, once bottled lightning, now overshadowed by Monangai's rookie thunder. Insiders call their fate a scheduling formality. Exits already templated. When that first preseason whistle slices the muggy air, don't be stunned if their nameplates are sealed in cardboard and moved out with the next equipment shipment. Keep those notifications blazing, because the very next vibration in your pocket could stamp official every rumor we've threaded tonight, and you'll own the bragging rights of seeing the axe arc before anyone else.